name is John Fouts, and before AOS and we started taking the classes, I was struggling to keep my faith and my trust in God. It was kind of that lukewarm Christian, walking the fence, and it was just mainly because of, having unforgiveness and anger in my heart, and caused me to have anger all the time, apparently. And so I wasn't where I should be, and I knew I wasn't. And then I got hit with the question, if I die today, will I go to heaven? And I mean, instantly the word that come to mind was no. And I felt very ashamed and heartbroken with myself, because I knew that was the truth. I knew that it was real time. It was time to get serious and figure out, what happened. Why did I stray so far from the path and get this way? And after a few weeks, in the class, I took and sat down with Judd and Jesse, and we had our session, AOS session, and going into it, I can't say I was really nervous. I was more excited than anything, because at that time, I was finally at that point that I was ready to hear from the Lord and have, hear or see what it was that He wanted me to see, and, regain that trust and that feeling that I once had again, as far as knowing that, I'm going to heaven. And I knew that, with that unforgiveness in my heart, that I couldn't go. I really didn't know about the anger until the session, though. I knew there was anger there, but I didn't realize how hard it made my heart. Being able to speak these things out loud made a huge difference. And in the beginning, I saw a river, and in a huge tree. It was either an oak or a huge sycamore with, the big surface roots, and these roots were heading and going to the river, to the water source, and there was Christ. He was bent down, kind of waving his hands through the water, and he splashes me in the face, and it's kind of like to wake me up and to say, hey, this is the deal, this is, I can handle your problems. I can handle your anger. Even when, you're angry at me, it's like telling me, he's a big boy, I can take it. And, that tree with the roots in the water, that I think it's Isaiah, it says that, it'll never wither, the leaves will always be green, and it'll forever produce fruit. And that was something I was lacking because of, the anger and the unforgiveness in my heart. And in that process, he showed me, my heart and how it was cased in stone. And I saw the hammer breaking away the stone, and the stone literally falling from my heart. And at that instant, when I realized what it represented and what it was, and it just, I literally could feel physically and spiritually the weight, off of my chest and off my shoulders, and I knew that, I could trust like I needed to in Christ, and that, that He loved me, because I could literally feel that love again. And so, if you ask me that question now, truthfully, if I die tomorrow or die tonight, I know I'm going to heaven, because I no longer have that anger, and I no longer have that unforgiveness in me. I finally have been able to, through that process, literally hand it over to Christ and let Him, bear it for me. And it was such a freeing thing. And each day and each week that's passed since then, it's like a normal day. Any other day, you have your struggles, but man, they're easier to get through. And you look. I'm actually, I look forward to seeing the next day. What you got for me now, Jesus? What we gonna do today? And He shows me, even if it's just being at work and looking over the landscape and all, and watching the sun come up. Just that one moment, I have that time with Jesus, and I'm able to thank Him for those times. And before, I just wouldn't even notice it. I just go all about my day humdrum. I encourage others, if they haven't taken this class, at the very least they'll get out of this class will be learning how to actually communicate with Jesus again, or for the first time.